I was smiling when you asked me about scams. I was in a forum on the internet. Someone was like coming and like, oh no, I've been scammed because I did this, and that. And the first answer was always, it's sad, but it was like it's the law of the jungle. So the first comment was like natural selection. So, just to make fun, like you're stupid, so this is why you got scammed. So of course, you need experience.
Hi guys, welcome to another installment. It's yours truly, CEO Wiz, aka Mr. Business. And yes, we have another exciting guest for you today, calling all founders, entrepreneurs, business owners, startups. If you're looking to get your projects funded, listen up. Please help me welcome Kevin Quintanilha, a fund manager at Whale.One. Hi, Kevin. Welcome to the block.
Hi, nice to meet you. Hello, everybody. I'm happy to be here and having this little interview with Wiz.
So, Kevin, so you are a fund manager. Please tell us, what is a fund manager? What do they do? And what role do you play?
What's a fund first? A fund, let's just cut it through the chase. It's money. Okay, so you have money, and a fund manager is responsible for implementing a fund's investing strategy and managing its portfolio. In my case, I work in cryptos only. So my fund is focused on crypto. We're a conservative fund. We have like 70% of all our allocation is in Bitcoin and Ethereum. And we have 30% that are for other type of cryptocurrencies investment. And for example, for VC, which is venture capital investment, which is investing in early stage startups and projects to have a better return, and it's more risky. So this is what a fund manager do. So I look into our fund, our money, and I'm like, okay, we should put this money here, this money there, and this money there. And I have a risk I have to see. So at the end of the day, at the end of the year, the 5 years, depending on the strategy, I'll get returns, or my fund gets returns.
I understand you recently moved to Dubai. What's that experience been like?
Well, I was before in Geneva, in Switzerland. It was a very big crypto hub. It was kind of crypto friendly, but Switzerland is a little, not a little, but a country that is very hard to penetrate as a crypto project. So there is less project, but even though it's one of the best countries in Europe. But Dubai is very attracting everybody in the world because of them being politically neutral and them being a tax-free area. So every time I come here to Dubai, I can see that there is a lot of builders of projects that are going to start here, who are going to continue here all their operations. So in the future, they're not kept behind because of legal taxes, compliance, and all the stuff that sometimes is blocking startups or new projects to strive.
Yeah, I agree. There's a lot of innovation happening here. But tell me about your fund specifically. What is your fund and what are you actively looking for at the moment?
So what is my fund? Okay, if you are not familiar with family offices, let's say it's a family that have money and they want to invest in. So I'm managing all the money that goes into the crypto. What I'm looking at right now is make this money grow. You have different verticals. And you have some kind of, let's say, passive vertical, which is investing in blue chips. Blue chips is like something that you believe is going to grow slowly but surely long term. Like in the market, traditional market, you can say this about Google, Facebook, Amazon, Ford, Coca-Cola. they have the market and they're going to grow slowly. So this is what we believe in Ethereum and Bitcoin. Then we have an allocation when we think that they're a good project that are established, but we think that they're going to do great in the upcoming years right now, even if they already do great. For example, I can say if you heard about Shopify, which is a platform, which is a big brand, but if you feel that e-commerce is going to boom like it did the past years, you want to invest in Shopify. So this is another vertical. When you invest in projects that are already up and you kind of take the risk because you never know, and you invest in them. And then the third one is venture capital, which is investing in early stage. Let's keep it simple. I am looking for projects that are just born, okay, to bring value to the space and bring value to us, of course, as an investors. So these are the verticals. You have low risk, medium risk, high risk. And of course, the allocation, you have 70%, let's say 20 to 25% to medium risk, and high risk, you keep it generally low. But you have to understand that a crypto fund is already high risk. So I'm talking at the level of a crypto fund, okay? Not at the level of a normal fund, because a normal fund will have around 2 to 5 or 7% allocation in crypto because it's considered high risk.
So I'm an entrepreneur. I'm creating different technologies centered around blockchain, Web3 technology, right? How do I get your attention?
You have two types of projects. You have the ones that everybody wants to invest in because they know it's a need in the space, and everybody wants in because they've seen different blockchain perform, or projects in those blockchain perform. So when there is a new trendy blockchain that is established, you know that every project that's looking similar to the other ones are going to perform. So you have no problem having funding if you're an entrepreneur, if you're doing something that the whole ecosystem knows it's needed. So this is the first approach. The second one is, for example, you have a new idea. You want to implement something new. You think that you can compete with something that's already established. You can have lower fees, faster transactions, better user interface with a better user experience. So in this case, if you're an entrepreneur, you have to present your product to the communities. Mostly it's on Twitter, Telegram, Medium, articles, forums. So you have some kind of tech savvies who are going to check this. You have the tech savvies that want to know how are you going to improve things. If it's bullshit, normally it doesn't blow up. Or you can go directly to events. I go to events, and when there is a founder, I always listen to him. But I give him like 5 to 10 minutes to ask the usual question: what value do you bring? If I put money in you, how I'm going to get back money? Because at the end of the day, we're investor. We're seen as sharks, but it's kind of true. I'm not going to invest just for you to have an idea to change the world or something. No, I'm going to tell you, okay, change the world, but make me money while doing so, please. Okay, so how are you going to make money with this product? What's the product? What's the need you're addressing, and doing all of this. You need to have contacts, to talk a lot of VC funds. They all kind of know each other because they usually all co-invest, and they all have a strategic, let's say, contacts. So of course, everybody is trying to co-invest with other VCs, so they lower the risk. So you have more contacts and money coming from different spaces. So you want to talk to VCs, funds, and giving them your ideas.
Okay, what are you looking for? Me, the entrepreneur, the founder, with an amazing idea, that's already can show you that we can make money together. So how do you invest from that position?
Most of the time, I'm going to look for something that has value already. So for example, if you come just with the idea, you never get funded. I want to see at least if you're because technology is not that hard when you know how to do it. So you can create an MVP. You can already have a good product. You can have users. You can have a lot of stuff before asking for money.
Okay. Earlier you mentioned that the best way to get your ideas funded is to have a wide network of different VCs and people in your network in general. My question to you would be, for someone who's starting out, how do they go about, building that network, right? So how do I find VCs and connect with VCs?
So how do you connect? Well, you just talk to people. You just talk to people. So, oh, what do you do? Oh, I invest in projects. Oh, great. So invest in projects. What kind of investment strategy you have? You talk to them. You go to events. Or if you are motivated, you just contact them on LinkedIn. The best for me is meeting people face to face. I wanted to say. So face to face is better. You understand who they are. How do you find them? Just I don't know. In the event I go, I just find them. They're just there. You have crypto events every week here in Dubai. You have events every month in Europe, at least in each country, I guess. And you go there and you just talk to people, and you'll find, let's say, three type of people. You'll find founders who are either looking for investment or looking to get their project known, because some projects just didn't need any funding and just did everything on internet. So they're just here to say, oh, this is what we do. Like, come see, come use this new service, etc. You'll find investors, which are mostly VC funds, because they want to invest early stage. They want to meet new founders who needs capital. So it's easier to go there, and you'll find services. For me, I'm sorry for the people who hear me. The worst is finding services, because as a fund, I don't need the services. It's services for either the fund or the VC funds that already funded something. So you have digital marketing, you have legal, you have ads, you have anything you can think of. As of myself, I look for founders and VCs more than services. But I'm not going to lie, I say it's not the best, but I love finding services, because like 2 weeks ago, I met someone who came and told me, oh, you know what? I have a studio that makes architecture design in metaverses. So everybody that needs some kind of office in a metaverse, we have a team, and it costs this, and we make you all the designs, so you don't make it yourself. Great, that's a service. I'm never going to use it, because I don't have a metaverse, and I didn't invest in a metaverse project. So next time I hear someone says, oh, you know what? We have a metaverse, and we sell land, and you can design your own land on it. Oh, interesting. I know someone who can do this. If I buy the land and I don't want to do it, I can hire him to do it. And you make connection, and you understand better how services can be created, how value can be added, how it's good to know what is proposed.
No, interesting. I think I met both of those people. I think we're at the same event. So I met
Oh, yeah. It is, yeah, exactly.
No, I agree with you. Just kind of getting out there, networking with people, helps you to become better overall, because you certainly understand how things play with each other, right? So that's an amazing perspective. So thank you for sharing that with us. How do you make money, right? I think would be beneficial for us to kind of understand, so we can better understand why it's important that we need to add value to what we're doing, right? Can you explain a little bit on the business model and how a fund makes money?
Depending on where it is. For example,
Early stage.
for example, early stage, how do you make money? You invest in some project that's going to gain traction, and the traction is going to bring more capital. And at this moment, you have an exit opportunity. So you can either sell your token or either sell your equity. Okay, so you can either buy tokens on a project or either buy equity. If the project grows, it grows with you, and you can exit.
But please explain to us, what's the difference between buying a token and then buying equity in a project?
Buying equity is like you buy the company that is going to manage, let's say, the project. And the project often has a token. And this token usually has, in my opinion, but it depends, sometimes it doesn't, but has to gain value. Okay? in order for you to want to invest in it. For example, if you see Ethereum, there is gas, so you use it to use the network. So it's easy to understand that it has kind of a little value to know that to give some to someone else to use the network. So you can see that there is a market, and then it can goes up if there is demand, etc. So you want to invest it in the token. Or if you want to invest in equity, equity is like you want to invest directly on the company. We don't do this because we prefer to stay on chain. So we prefer to stay on tokens because there is a lot of regulation around equity. It's complicated. You need to do a lot of chunk of compliance, of due diligence. It's harder. And token is easy enter, easy exit. You just have a vesting period, for example, and this is why smart contracts are made. So it's easy to understand. It's straight. You don't have to go through any legal traditional way. So we prefer tokens.
Okay. Yeah, no, I can see that. So the token makes it easier for investors to come in and out of a project. Is that correct?
Yes. Sometimes no, but it's easier, yes.
Versus buying equity into the project. There's usually due diligence that needs to be applied, processes, checks and balances. But if you have a token, or if the project has a token, it's easier for an investor to just come in and purchase the token and perhaps, sell the token down the road. Is that correct?
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah. So thank you for explaining that for us. My next question is really centered around like, how did you end up as a investor? You're a fund manager, so how did you end up? If you can tell us a little bit about your journey and how you got to where you're at today.
This is going to, I think, encourage a lot of people to do the same, because first I'm an engineer. I'm a financial engineer in quantitative mathematics and finance. So I know what I'm talking about when I talk about finance and markets in general. And I was kind of in the personal side, kind of interested by crypto. Everybody was. If you're a geek, if you have a geeky soul somewhere, you were in front of the computer, you heard about them, you maybe never invest in them, maybe you regret, maybe you cry. I do it every night too. Don't worry, it happens to everyone. But I knew about crypto, so I was interested. I saw the space grow slowly but surely. Everybody was saying it was a scam. Everybody was saying it was good, it was bad. I didn't understand nothing at the beginning, nothing. The blockchain, blah, blah, blah. 5 YouTube videos, and I was trying to explain to my parents because I was passionate, even if I didn't understand. I was like, yeah, this is like this. So can you imagine? It's crazy. It's Bitcoin, blah, blah. And there is a new chain, Ethereum. Anyway, so I was interesting little by little. And of course, when you have something that you like to read every night, sometimes you invest, you put money in it, so you're more involved. You're like, oh, am I making money? Oh, I lost money. Why I lost money? So you get savvy in this. And then because I'm an engineer, I was like, oh, how does it work? So I coded to know how it works. It's not hard. You have a lot of courses on the internet. You just need time, and you usually have time if you're passionate about something. And this is what I did. And I think I gained enough experience and knowledge to make money for myself. And at a certain point, I was like, okay, I can make money for myself. I don't have a lot of funds. I'm 100% sure that I can make money with other people's money. So I applied for this job, and it was a family office with crypto. And they were like, okay, we have crypto, but we have nobody to manage it. I'm like, okay, I can do it. I can be a market analyst for you. I can do the trades for you. I can do the security for you. I can do the operational for you. So I kind of built the all the security and mission operation that I was already doing. So for me, it was like this for myself, but it was just other people money. So it was, and I felt good because even if everybody seems to know what I'm doing on the internet, when you go in the real world, it's harder to find the people who knows what they're talking about. So you feel like, okay, I didn't geek out until 2 a.m. to buy an NFT for nothing. I understand contracts, I understand NFTs, I know the technology, I know honeypots, I know scams, I know rug pulls, and you have a better understanding how to protect yourself, to not be scammed. So this is another one. And you have all the once you have all the knowledge, you propose this to people who have the money and don't have the knowledge, and they're like, okay, this is a match, come manage it for us. And of course they test you, they don't trust you right away, but you give advice. You're like, this is what I think, this is why I think this, and this is why I think it's going to grow. How about you invest in it? Let's see if you're right. And they see you're right once, twice, and they're like, okay, maybe it can work if we listen to him. And this is how it happens, slowly but surely.
So you also
And
touched on a little bit about scamming and all the security uh, that's around crypto or lack thereof. Can you give us some examples of some scamming activities or some security issues that you've
you know,
experienced?
well, I never been scammed. I believe been, let's say, scammed, but it was not. So I invested in projects and the project were shitty. So I can say it's a scam, but I haven't been. It's not a crook that came and stole my wallets. It was me saying like, here is your money, just scam me. So this is this is what I did. You have honeypots. So honeypots, what is it in the blockchain? The contract says, okay, you can pour money in the contract, but you can't never withdraw it. You can only withdraw it if you're this address, and this address, of course, is the owner of the contract, so you've been scammed. Then you have rug pulls. So you can buy and sell everything, no problem. But at the moment, the owner can just pull the rug, and everything goes shut, and he robbed the liquidity. Second type of scams. And you have AMMs, which are automated market makers, where they give you free tokens at the beginning. So the people who enter at the end are executed liquidated for the first one, and you see it go down. It's not a scam. It's just you need to understand how it works, not to be the dumb money. So you can call it scam or not scam, but I don't call it scam. You have I was smiling when you asked me about scams. I was in a forum on the internet, and there was a phrase, everybody, sometimes someone was like coming and like, oh no, I've been scammed because I did this and that. And the first answer was always, it's sad, but it was like it's the law of the jungle. So the first comment was like natural selection. So, just to make fun, like, you're stupid, so this is why you got scammed. So of course, you need experience. You have this when you invest in projects. You have people who have been into NFTs too. So you have on Telegram. So you have people who send you messages on private and make you think a lot of stuff to rob your money from your wallet. So this is what I call a big scam, because you just go to a website, for example, you connect your wallet, and all your money and all your NFTs and everything you've had is gone, is robbed. So this is hard. I know people who lost like a lot of money just with this, even if they had like 2-3 years of experience. One click away of losing everything. So you have to be very careful. Every time there is someone sending you a message on Telegram or Discord, just assume he's a scammer, okay? Don't click on links, don't give personal details, don't believe that you're going to get free NFT, free stuff. Don't believe that, for example, they're launching the last NFT that everybody's waiting, a wait list. So this is very common. Like they say, for example, oh, we're launching the 1st of September. And the 1st of September, you receive the message from a scammy account, but you don't know it's a scammy account. You have to check the usernames, etc. And they're like, okay, the live, go now. You have like 15 seconds, you have to go now. So of course you have people who like, oh, I'm going to make so much money. They click tack, 15 seconds, they lose everything. Of course, not everybody got scammed, but the technique, the goal for the scammer is to do volume. If you send one message and it doesn't work, everybody's like, who's going to click in this? It's like stupid. But when you send this message to 1 million people, if you have 0.01% clicking and getting scammed, you make millions. So this was a very, very lucrative thing. And of course, because scammers are very lucrative in the world, you heard about the Nigerian prince calling you and saying, send me money to unlock the funds. We all received this email. Can you imagine? Like everybody in the world received this email. So imagine that since 15 years, everybody knows this scam, but you still have people falling for it. And it's just volume, 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 volume. And you have some guy who's going to get scammed. So be careful, guys. Don't click, don't do this. Scammers are smarter and smarter and smarter because it's very lucrative. They create contracts, they create fake websites, they create anything. They even, okay, this scam is very important to know. When, for example, you want to go on Uniswap. Uniswap is when you want to swap, for example, Ethereum for USDT. It's a website where you can swap. And if you go to Google, sometimes you type Uniswap and you type enter, and on the Google results, you have even the scammers who are good enough to put the name of their fake website in front of the original one. So you click on this and you feel like everything's good. It's the first link. How can it be hard? No, 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 no. You click, you're robbed, you lose everything just because you didn't. So you have to be very careful. You have to know a lot of the scams. Even myself, I could have been scammed, but it's good. Well, it's good. I'm sorry to say this to everybody listening. It's good that people got scammed before me and warning people. So this is kind of what I do for you not to do this.
This is some very scary stuff, right? So, but I want to jump back a little bit into the fund, right? And so you're looking for projects to fund, and in Dubai, there's many different projects. Of course, we opened up to the world as far as working on regulation and compliance and things to make it really easy for people to come and establish themselves here. So, my question to you is, now that you're in the Middle East, are you still looking for projects specifically in the Middle East? And have you found projects of interest? And then we can get into a little bit more detail about, run rates and things like that.
But not really. Why? Because I'm not looking a lot. Why? Because first, the market is shit. The market is bad. So nobody wants to invest in these moments because you can see not only the crypto market, but the whole market. So I'm an analyst, so I don't believe that it's going to rebound soon. So if I trust my analysis, I'm not going to invest right now. So I want to wait. And the second one is because the market was bad, we have less liquidity. So all our assets went down, of course. And because of this, we don't want to cut or to take our losses on this. So we rather wait a little bit for rebound or something like this, instead of just cutting the losses and invest in not cutting the losses, like taking all the losses and then invest in a bad market environment. So this is kind of hard. So no projects right now in the scope. I look into projects that are interesting, that can work without being tied to the market. So you can look at this, and that's it.
And so which stage of the entrepreneurial journey or the startup journey do you prefer to invest, right? Early stage, later on, do you have a preference? And what is the average amount of money you would generally invest in a project?
So you have two type of investment. You can be an angel investor as a private person. It goes from 5K to millions. So it's you and yourself and investing $5,000. And for the fund, we're looking at a ticket, which is what we want to invest, between 250K to 500K.
Damn!
But this is the goal. The goal of doing a ticket like this. We want to start because we never know if the market is uncertain and we don't have a lot of liquidity. We might start with 100K. So we do what we called, I'm going to continue so you see how we invest. We do SAFT. So SAFT, S-A-F-T, it's a simple agreement for future tokens. So we give you the money, you develop your solution. The token is not live yet. And when the token will be live, you sign that I'm going to get tokens. Okay, so this is very good for the projects because they get the money and they don't give anything really in return for now. So we have to believe that the project is going to grow and then the team is good, because you can't just be a random person and get like millions of dollars for a lot of investors without having proven anything. This is hard sometimes for young founders, unless you work or they trust you. And then at the end, it's good for us because we're going to get a killing price. So for example, let's say the token is going to be sold at $1 for us. When it launch, it's going to be launched at $1.6. So directly, I'm making 60% of my return on my investment if I want to sell. But of course, it's always vested. Vested means it's locked during let's say 24 months, and they give you let's say 2.5% every month, and you decide either to hold or either to sell. Or you can, if you're a private investor, you talk to the fund, you talk to the other investor who have the money vested, then you say, can I sell my my tokens that are not on the market yet to you? And of course, you sell them less than the price of the market because they're vested and the market is uncertain. So they will buy it with a premium less. So this is how it happens.
Okay. So what do you think is the future for blockchain? So my understanding is that there's crypto, there's blockchain, there's Web3, and perhaps some others. So what do you see as the future of Web3, blockchain, and crypto?
I believe that even if 99.9% of the projects are going to fail, it's certain because it's normal.
What?
People are testing stuff. It's a new technology. It's very, very powerful. So of course, it's going to be useful and it's going to be used and it's going to thrive. But we don't know how yet. So we know the technology is good, but we don't know how it can be used to be very good and revenue generating and good for business. We have some ideas that works, for example, in logistics or data storage or things like this that can work. But right now, people are testing. We don't know if it's going to work, if it's not going to work, but I'm sure there is a big future to blockchain. And in my opinion, every player that is trying to be reticent. I don't know if the word exists in English, like thinking about it too much and not wanting to jump in blockchain, are going to be the losers of tomorrow. Like, of course, it's a risk today, but it can be a very good return on investment for big companies.
The way you speak about it, as if even if 99% of projects fail, the potential for it to be successful or for it to be great or valuable, which actually translates into money, it's still so large, right? So this is a very favorable outlook for something that's so new that you don't know exactly what it's going to do, right? So my question to you would be, seeing that you have such confidence in these technologies, what would you advise young entrepreneurs, young business people? How would you tell them to kind of proceed forward towards the future?
Okay, first, if you want to thrive in this space, you need to have some basic knowledge in different areas. You have to have some basic blockchain knowledge. You need at least to know how it works, what it is. Like when I say basic, it's just not just a conversation. Like go a little deeper, like basic, not being a genius, but just know how it works. Basic on mathematics, so you know how it works, the numbers, when it goes, when it comes, why, what's happening. On intellectual property, to know what's for NFTs, for example. So you need to have a basic knowledge, and basic knowledge in legal too. So if you want to do business on this, if you want to thrive as a person in the blockchain industry, and for me, it's going to be great for all the people who are going to be developers on Rust and Solidity. I don't want to draw your future because of I said this, but I've seen a lot of projects that are stuck, not because they don't have money, not because they don't have a good idea, but because there is no developers. There is a huge demand for developers, and the salary are extra high. And it's very easy to enter because the technology is like, let's say for a good developer, they're like 4 years old. Like if you have 4 years experience, you're like the king, and everybody's going to fight for you. So now if you want some Java developers, you have some people who have 20 years experience. Okay, so it's harder. So if you want to get in this and be sure to earn money, there is a huge demand on developers. And of course, if you and by the way, I'm coming back to and you need some basic knowledge on, when I say blockchain, is on coding. You need to understand it, like kind of just understand how it works, and just try a smart contract. It's going to take you you take a course online, it's going to take you 16 hours. It's a lot, I know, but sometimes for it's not that much. So you take a course of 16 hours, you put 16 hours more to train yourself, and then you'll know more than 90% of the people, 99% of the people, but at least you'll know how to do it, what works, why people are getting scammed, why people are getting paid so much for doing this. And so you need to do this. And if you want to thrive, I think you need to have a, even in the business side, you need to understand it. You need to understand the good transition between the Web 2, that is what everything happened before, and the Web 3, which is what's going to happen in some stuff, not everything, of course. So you have to understand why you're not going to take this, which is Web 2, in Web 3, and why it makes sense to take this in from Web 2 to Web 3, or why it makes sense to add Web 3 to this Web 2 so it has more power and more reach. So this is kind of the business side. You understand the strategy, you understand the legal, you understand. So you can be an advisor on projects, having good ideas, knowing all the project, what they do. This is how I work, basically. So I know what project do what are the needs, and I kind of understand the ecosystem. So it's easier for me to find projects that are already in a good path to succeed. But of course, I'm not always right. Otherwise, I would be a billionaire. But at least if you're more right than wrong, it helps.
Cool. And so you mentioned some languages. So what were those languages again? You said those coding
So
languages.
You have Rust,
Okay.
and you have Solidity.
So Rust and Solidity.
Yeah, exactly. This is to code on, let's say, Solana and EVMs. EVMs is Ethereum, Avalanche, Polygon, Phantom. It's good because you can work in different blockchains, and it's not, well, Rust is used in several other stuff than just blockchains. So yeah, Rust and Solidity. Rust is more difficult, in my opinion, but it's I think there is more demand, of course, but not really, because it's harder. People go less to Rust, but there is demand, and people go more to, there is more demand in the Solidity because it's in the chain that are thriving right now, which is Ethereum, Avalanche, BNB. So they already have volume and transaction and projects. So of course you have demand in both. But I think Rust, which is difficult, I'm sorry to say this, it was very hard for me to try. I never finished. I've seen this, I was like, oh no, too much for me. So I just I just did Solidity. But yeah, yeah, those two languages, and of course you need some, I think, basic knowledge on JavaScript. Not basic, no, you need to have knowledge on JavaScript. JavaScript, let's say, is going to be the path between the screen of the user and the blockchain. So you need this, you need to make this connection possible.
Is it safe to say that JavaScript is needed to help with the developing of the front end, so what the people are seeing, right? And then Rust and Solidity are more or less the back end, which is the engine that makes things run. Is it safe to say that?
Exactly, exactly.
Okay, great. So no, thank you for that. I think we everyone can appreciate that. You guys have gotten, this guy's been right a lot. So he's been right a lot. So listening to a lot of what he's been saying is extremely beneficial and valuable. Is there anything else you would like for us to take into consideration?
Make something that will be better than what's already existing or something new. There is a lot of ideas. They're all good. Sometimes you have good ideas, it doesn't work, and you have bad ideas, sometimes it works. So just try things and go ahead and just develop, and you'll have a lot of experience, and this experience is very, very well liked and appreciated in companies, or if you want to be founders later, to say, okay, I did this and that. Even if you say failed and bad idea, at least I know for sure that you know what you're doing. In this space, there is a lot of people who fake it. There is a lot of money, of course, because it's investment, it's crypto. There is billions of dollars on the table, so you'll always have handsome-looking guys or girls just selling you the dream, and this is great, and we invest, and so be careful with this, and just once you have a certain knowledge, you will be it will be very easy to detect those people, like very easy. And this is very easy for us people who are interested in technology and who are investors, to understand when someone comes and you ask like 2 or 3 key questions, and they don't have the answer that you're looking for, because they don't know what they're talking about. So you can immediately like push them out. But like I said, scammers, let's say scammers, I'm not going to call them scammers, but dream sellers are more and more smart and smarter and smarter. So just maybe they will be smart enough to know the technology at a certain point and be able to make you feel that they know a lot, but they don't. So just be careful. Stay focused on what you're doing. There is not a lot of people, there is not a lot of competition, even if this is what we could think. A marketplace for on Solana for NFTs. I know the founders, we were in a Discord chat at 12, and they just woke up and say, oh, how about we do it? And they did it in 2 weeks, and the months after they made millions. And it was not stealing money, it was not bullshit, it was just coding, simple coding, giving a service. The service was used. That's all you need. You don't need some kind of business developer, CIO, COO, CE. No. You just need to put your project out there. If it's a real need, it's going to bring people. If it's not, well. And I know the founders of Samoyed, which is a meme coin of Solana too. I was very deep into Solana space, so exactly the same. Hey guys, there is a Dogecoin, there is Shiba coin. How about we do some coin for Solana? Oh yeah, great idea. Yeah, great idea, great idea. A week later, oh, we made the, I don't know if it was a week, but sometimes later, oh, here is here is it. It's in, and now it's worth a $28 million market cap, even if it's a meme coin. There are always opportunities. Everybody thinks it's over when they hear the story. They look at the past, they're like, oh no, oh, I can't make money anymore because the good ideas are gone. Mm, I don't believe it's true, and you can always find something. Of course, you need luck and you need skills, and just go ahead and make something that's going to bring value to the community and to the transactions.
Okay, so Kevin, give us some ideas. So sitting from your purview, you're able to see a lot of different things, right? And I love those examples you just gave. Where do you see some immediate needs that you have identified that you can say, you know what, if someone built something around this space or for this use case, there could be some traction there.
So it's going to be hard to hear, but good projects comes with a great idea, and the idea is great. And then you understand the idea is out, okay? And then it's very sad, but it's what blockchain is supposed to be because it's open source, because it's for everyone. When there is a good idea and they take 2% fees, make the idea taking 1% fees. And then when the 1% is going to thrive, make the idea that's doing 0.5% fees. And then do the idea that does 0% fees. Okay, so this is kind of you know, when you have competition, the rates are going down. It's like for example, the central bank has a rate, of course, let's say 1%. Okay, they lend money to the commercial banks at 1%, and the commercial banks, because there is a lot, they can propose this to clients for mortgages, for example, for, let's say, mortgages, and they say, okay, we ask you for 5%, but of course 5%, they take a 1%, they make 4%. But you have then the competitors who say, oh, 4% is huge, I would be okay for 3%. So he does it. And then you have, well, it's huge, I would be okay to do it for 2%. And then you have like a 0.7%. Let's say they give 1.7% because they have cost, they need to be competitive, or they manage this to propose other services like insurance. So it's going to go down, 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 down. So it's exactly the same. In blockchain, you have good ideas and then you have competition. You look at OpenSea, they have operating costs, of course, but they take, I believe, 2, 3, or 5% of each transaction. Can you imagine? It's huge. It's huge. But they make like $5 billion volume, $5 billion, and they take a percentage fee. I don't think that it works. Why? Because they have the volume. Of course, if someone comes and say, okay, I say 1% instead of 5, nobody's going to go. Why? Because the volume is already there. But you can try and say, hey, look, try a different angle, like, oh, I do only music NFTs, or I do only video NFTs, or only animated, or only for real artists, and bring a community. And the community is not going to use OpenSea anymore, but it's going to use your platform. So you kind of stole to OpenSea a market share. So this is how you can always keep improving in the blockchain community by competition. Don't be afraid not to steal ideas, but to propose a better service, a smarter service. And this is what I would do. You told me, for example, an immediate need, not for me, but for example, lending. Lending is exactly what I told you. You have the bank, you have the commercial banks, and you have the people using it. If you have like, for example, Curve, I think it's Curve, who says, okay, lend me money, I give you 1%, and they see the customer and like, I'm going to lend you money and I'm going to take 4% from you. Okay, so there is 3%. So you have space. You can go to somewhere else and say, okay, if you lend me the money, I'm not going to give you 1%, I'm going to give you 2%. And you, if I lend you the money, I'm not going to take 4% from you, I'm going to take just 3%. So you narrow it to 1%, and you steal liquidity from the others. And if they have less liquidity, they're not going to earn money. And of course, you have operating costs. It's the same with Revolut right now. Revolut, you know, the neobanks. It's before you had the banks that had costs that were the brick and mortar, like the shops and the agencies that cost a lot of money. They did the bank without agencies, and then they could reduce the cost. And now the banks can't do nothing. You know, it's like, okay, well, they stole some market of the banks, and this is how it's going to thrive. And at the moment, Revolut is going to be outdated, even if they have a huge customer base. You're going to have a competitor doing the same and saying, okay, instead of paying, I don't know, transfer fee or for doing this and that is going to be free. Oh yeah, I use this a lot when I'm traveling and I withdraw money because I like cash money. I'm going to go with this bank instead of this one. So you need competition. It's healthy to make competition. And in the blockchain industry, the blockchain space, it's there is a lot of space. There's a lot of space. You can make competition. Of course, don't only think like this, because of course this is kind of stealing ideas and making less money, but charging less. But at the end, it's the goal. You need to find a sweet spot where the customer is happy and you as a company is happy. And maybe I'm saying nonsense. Maybe Curve is going to tell me, hey, can you imagine we lend 1% and then we lend back 4%. 2% is not enough for all our teams, our engineers, and this and that, and the security costs, etc. They're going to see and look at this guy talking bad about us for competitors. They're going to die trying to compete with us, etc. I don't know. Just it's ideas how you can make it, how you can do it.
No, thank you for sharing, and we definitely appreciate that. Are there some current projects out there that you see that excite you, that when you hear about them or when you talk about them, you see the potential and you can't wait to kind of see the outcome?
Cosmos Atom. It's already it's on the, you know, the middle. I told you, like low risk, medium risk, high risk. I really want to see what Atom and Cosmos is going to do. It's a layer 0, so you can just use a Cosmos SDK to build your own blockchain with your own conditions. And this is I think a game changer, and something that's going to bring traditional actors to the space. So I wait, and I can't wait to see if I'm right or wrong. So I don't know. Maybe the cost of doing the own chain is less, but I don't believe so. I don't know. Like your question was like, what are you excited about? I'm excited to see if really it's going to blow up, and if it's going to be used like it's what's meant to be used, and creating interoperability. And you have another technology that is starting to grow is zero knowledge proof. So this is not a project but a tech, and I think we need privacy on the blockchain. Nobody wants everybody to know what you did with your money and what you will do with your money. So I think privacy is going to be good, and zero knowledge proof projects are something I'm looking into. You have, I think, I don't want to say, I think you have Aleo and Panther protocol. I think they're both doing ZKP. We're not investing in this right now. I'm just looking. There is not a lot of people interested in this technology. Last time I was in a conference, they told it was like only 50,000 people interested in this worldwide. So Who knows? Who knows? So this is like something I would really like to see Blow, and how they optimize cost. Well, this is too techy, but this is kind of the two projects I can't wait to see in the future.
Okay. And earlier you kind of mentioned a little bit about level one. Actually, you said level zero. Can you tell us briefly about the different levels of blockchain, like level zero, level one? What does that all mean?
Okay, it's like layers. Imagine, like, for example, Ethereum is a layer one, and it's a blockchain that lets you build on on it, and Ethereum has its own rule. Okay, it says, okay, this is the length of the block, this is the time between each block, this is the content of the blocks, this is the rules, this is this is that. Okay, and layer zero is like you can use the rules of this ecosystem. The let's say it's a field, and you can build the compound you want to build on it. I don't know if it's a good analogy, but anyway, you can build the blockchain you want with the rules you want. And if you
So
do this,
level zero would be something where you have an open field with nothing on top of it, and you can actually start to build on that open field.
exactly. And let's say layer one is the same as an open field, but you can only build, let's say, houses. No, no houses. They have to be no more than 5 meters high. They can't be more than this. You can't have a pool. Some kind of rules. This is layer zero, and layer one, sorry. And layer zero is like, okay, you can have your own land and put the rules of the land you want to build on.
Okay,
To
so
build.
layer zero is more like an open field, your own land. And then the level one would be, let's say, a community with an HOA, right? An HOA is a regulatory body that says your house has to be a certain height, it has to be a certain color, that type of stuff. Is that correct?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
And so what's the level two and three? Are there more levels?
Okay. Okay, there is layer, not level.
Okay.
Let's say layer two in this example is what is, let's say, you are delivering mail, okay? And you have the post, okay? So the guy who's going to deliver, he's going to go to ask for permission, for example, to build and to come and deliver your mail. But he doesn't need and then he's going to go back to the post office, and he's going to take the other letter, and he's going to take it to the second house, and he's going to go back to the post office, and he's going to go back to the third house. The layer two says, hey man, just put all the letters on your bag, and do just one transaction one way. So you do this, and you give the letters to everyone. So this is kind of a layer two. And a service, and layer three is, let's say, a service. The service is, for example, the pool cleaning that can clean the pools in every blockchain, because it's a service that it's a bit out, and it's like the pool cleaners. So you have blockchains with the pool, blockchain without pools, and you can just provide the service. And of course, you can provide the service just for certain field, because some fields have pools, some fields don't have pools, and you just layer three is, let's say, the service that's helping the ecosystem to work better.
Okay. No, thank you so much. I think we've learned so much. We'll have to do maybe another session where we can kind of get into a little bit more detail, but I definitely appreciate your time. We learned a whole lot, and we look forward to connecting with you in the future. So, guys,
No problem.
Kevin Quintanilha at Whale.One.
Okay, thank you everyone, even if I can't see you, but I'm sorry I talked too much. Maybe it's a bit long for you to hear everything, but I'm kind of passionate about it. You could hear it. Or thank you for having listening if you went this far.
Listen up. Kevin Quintanilha, founder at Whale.One. Are you the founder?
No. I'm a fund manager.
Right.
You felt this one better.
CEO Wiz, aka Mr. Business. We have another exciting guest for you today, Mr. Business. And yes, we have another exciting entrepreneurs, business owners. If you're looking to get your projects funded, listen up. Please help me. Let me go ahead and take the last part one last time.